guess. Seeing behind the scenes, I don't like it.
Welcome back to the ABL Podcast. I'm Jeremy Lizak, and as always, I'm here with my co-host,
Dakota Jones!
And we have a very special co-host with us.
Three-time champion? How many time champion?
He's three-time champion.
Three-time champion, Brett.
So thanks for being here.
He does the numbers.
He does the numbers.
I do the numbers.
President of numbers, three-time champion, also FBC Pokemon Stadium 2 Invitational champion.
Oh, deep cut. Yeah,
we were talking about this the other day.
I won $100 out of that bitch.
You did.
I forgot that was for money.
It was for money.
I can't believe
we were
Ken
old,
did
we were old
so
enough
well.
to gamble.
Ken did so well in that. He shouldn't have. His team was trash.
No, he had all legendaries and a lot of other people. Well, he had Celebi and Mew, which you couldn't obtain legally at the time.
Yeah,
but
no.
He's just like, it's fine. It was traded to me from Andrew Svensson.
Who Game Sharked them.
Who Game Sharked them.
Yeah,
he wouldn't allow anyone else to have Game Shark Pokemon.
I had to go buy another copy of Silver because I had lost mine so I could get a fucking Tyranitar for that tournament.
Well, I had Game Shark, and I knew about EVs at the time, so...
You knew about EVs at that time?
I did.
No wonder he won.
So, EVs in Gen 1 were weird, too, because they were, way high.
It was Gen 2.
Oh, it was Gen 2.
Gen 2, you could do... Well, I think up until Gen 3, you could do 252 in everything.
Across the board.
Yep. Well, I think even in Gen 1, the numbers were... It was, higher numbers. You could have more
Might
EVs.
have been 255?
Yeah.
I actually don't know. But I do know that I knew about it and made sure to...
Oh, jeez.
Max.
All the times I played through Gen 1 of Pokemon, I did not learn about EVs until that tournament.
I did not learn about... I learned about EVs in Gen 6. I also assumed Natures and IVs were not that important.
Oh,
until ORAS.
Were Natures and IVs the thing back then? I don't know.
Gen 3 Nature... IVs existed all the way back in Gen 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I knew about that.
There was no way to track them in-game.
So I bought a Game
Game
Shark as a kid, and that was the first time I used it when I was that was in high school.
I had a Game Shark,
whatever that was.
But it was for the regular Game Boy, not the Game Boy Color. It was the older Game Shark for the.
I think it still worked because that's I think what I
couldn't get it to work for some reason. Maybe it just it was bad. Or...
So Megan informed me before on my way over here. She's like, by the way, after you're done and have it edited, I want to show this to some of my coworkers who play Pokemon. And I think we've sufficiently scared them off now, right?
Yeah, this is too deep.
We're talking about obscure mechanics from past generations.
We've gone to an obscure football-sponsored offshoot of a game that happened in Ken's basement too long ago. Yeah. Ryan Lennox was there. It was a weird time.
13 years ago.
Ryan Lennox was there.
13 years ago next month. Because it was around New Year's, right?
Yeah. I didn't even care about IVs in the first 3 seasons of ABL because it was too much of a hassle to breed.
Well, back when we had to breed, or Wes would just code them in.
Yeah, Wes was the only one who would code them in. And then Gen 4 came along, and it's just okay, fine, I'll Showdown. And I'm glad we did that because
Season 4.
Season 4, yeah, you're right.
Not Gen
4. Played after that. Okay.
Anyways, there's new Pokemon.
There's a whole bunch of new Pokemon. Probably too many to go through in one episode, but we're going to do it.
Man, Superfan Tyler must be eating up this intro.
Another deep cut for our new listeners.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into this. I'll lead us off talking about the Grass Starter Final Evolution, Meowscarada? Is that how you say that?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Meowscarada. Abilities are Overgrow, Hidden Ability, Protean. Protean nerfed in this generation. Only activates once per battle. Still great for choiced sets, but a lot worse for...
Is it not once per hitting the field?
Oh, sorry, what did I say?
You said once per battle.
You're right, once per hitting the field. Yeah. You're right.
It resets every time you switch out.
Yeah, so you only get one switch, so it's not everything all the time.
It's still good, it's just not as good. It's really good, especially now on U-turners.
For sure, and Meowscarada has that. It's Grass Dark type, and just so I'm going to say it up top. I'm going to warn everyone again because I'm not going to repeat it. And I know I got flack for being too aggressive about this 3 years ago when we did this. I'm going to be reading the stats in the order of HP, then attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed.
I forgot that was a thing we had to deal with.
Logan said I was too aggressive.
Yeah, no, Logan was very, very vocal.
But was it just Logan?
Probably other people.
I think there were a couple other.
If it's just Logan, he can get over it. But if other people,
I remember there being a bit of a kerfuffle about it, and then Jerem had to explain it on an episode of the podcast. Last time.
But okay, so stats: 76, 110, 70, 81, 70, 123. Obviously, the thing that stands out here is the very good speed of 123. Attack stats pretty good, below average bulk. A usable special attack, but honestly, its physical move pool is so diverse, I don't think you'll need it. Flower Trick always crits, so it's effectively 105 base power move. U-turn, Play Rough, Knock Off, which is a sought-after asset. Maybe you could get cheeky with a quick attack. It might be a nice thing to have on like a banded set if you want to pick something off. But also you have Sucker Punch for priority, which you'll probably use. Also gets T-Punch, Spikes, Taunt, and Toxic Spikes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. This is like...
This is the season of everything gets spikes.
Yeah, I will also say, if some of this is wrong, I'm just going to blame the leaks doc, because that's what I pulled all of these from.
I'll fact check in the background.
Okay, I appreciate that. I mean, like, this feels so much like Protean Greninja from early Gen 6 before it got banned.
It's got a worse typing, obviously.
Yeah, but it also doesn't matter because it's so fast you're never going to be able to hit it with a 4-time super effective U-turn. Because it's always going to change type to either Pure Grass, Pure Dark, or one of its many other coverage moves.
Unless you're a monster that runs Overgrowth.
Okay.
I mean, you could do that. It's a bad idea, but you could do it.
You could do it. There's no real benefit to it.
There's no law that says you have to do the best thing for you. You probably should, though. You should do the best thing for you, but...
I didn't put it in here. Does anybody know off the top of their head if it gets Swords Dance?
I will double check, because I'm on... It does get Spikes and Toxic Spikes.
Okay, cool. That is accurate.
No SD.
Yeah, okay. I don't think so. I don't think any of the starters do.
It gets Agility...
Does.
It gets Hone Claws and Nasty Claw. So...
Does it have a good special move pool since I don't have it pulled up?
It's got... Grass Stab, obviously.
Yeah.
You get
probably Dark Stab.
Hyper Beam.
Dark Stab. It's one of the many chilling water users.
Does it get Earth Power? Because I think that's... Well, actually, it doesn't matter, because if it sets up a nasty plot, it becomes Dark type and it has to stay that way.
And it has to stay, yeah. So you're probably only wanting to use Dark Pulse. It does get Aura Sphere for steals.
I think there's maybe something to be done with
Shadow Ball.
With a Hone Claws set, because at least then you retain the Dark Stab for knockoff and stuff. But that's the only setup I could potentially see.
Yeah, I think you're always going to be an all-out attacker. Run 4 attacks.
I agree.
It gets
choice set or maybe a boosting move.
Also gets Grass Flame Charge.
Trailblaze?
Yeah.
I have that on so many mons, and I don't even know how relevant it's going to be to the meta.
I mean, I think it's just another... I think it'll be... I think for the OU meta, I don't think it'll be very relevant. But for us, you could definitely catch people off guard with it. Having Flame Charge on some...
having a surprise Grass move when there's 4 times weak mons is...
On other things. On this, it's bad.
No,
on this, it's bad. Yeah, it's already fast enough. You just run a choice set, or you just accept the speed tier.
Yeah. Okay, so who wants to take our next one? That's going to determine the rotation.
I will take the Skeledirge. Let's go on a counterclockwise.
Sure.
Just so now the listeners know how we're oriented.
So draw a picture at home.
Jerem is on the left of me.
It's a fun love triangle.
Yeah.
Anyways, Skeledirge.
So the Fire Ghost type. So it's HP we're just gonna name.
Just have to say the numbers. Everyone's learned already. They've added it to their sketch.
Of the diagram. So 104, 75, 100, 110, 75, 66. Fire Ghost type. Its abilities Blaze. Its hidden ability is Unaware. Not, in my opinion, super great synergy on this mon. Not that Unaware isn't good. It's just this mon isn't great at taking advantage of it. Torch Song, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, Roar, the classic fire stuff. It gets Earth Power as well. Slack Off for active recovery, so that gives it a little more. It's like they wanted to make this mon more of a defensive option, but they gave it 2 types that have a lot of weaknesses, and so it's not, and they don't really cover each other's weaknesses in any way, shape, or form.
It's pretty popular in OU right now, just because it's a bulky special attacker, and I don't know if you know, but it's special. Torch Song is its signature move that boosts special attack for every time it attacks. So is
it 70 base power?
I believe so, but
Like
I mean, the standard set on the ladder right now, I think, is Torch Song, Ghost Move, Slack Off,
Will-O-Wisp.
and Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah.
Because you do have some...
It's kind of... I think it's probably kind of... I mean, I don't know for sure. I haven't seen a lot of... I imagine it's so bad because of all the, like, the Dark-type legendaries running around. Like... Oh, man. I don't know their names. Wu-Chien, I want to say, is the big one.
Chien and, like...
so it does have so typically it's being run right now as Terra Fairy, and usually that's a really good... because you can boost and special attack, and it's getting a lot of use, not with its original typing, but as a fairy type.
That's interesting.
For the meta.
One of the unintended side effects of Terra typing, I suppose.
I think totally intended.
I guess that's actually fair. Totally intended.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think it's a good mon. It's going to depend. Are we thinking about banning Torch Song?
I don't think we need to. It's low enough base power, and it doesn't really have that high of a special attack to start with.
Yeah, it is 80 BP.
80, okay.
It's 80. It's slow. I mean, I think it's not broken by any means.
No. I mean, it's definitely a good mon. But, like, I just feel like with Unaware, though, you're not getting the stat boost, correct?
No, you're ignoring your opponent's stat boost.
Gotcha. So, I mean...
It's got really good resists in Fairy, Fire, Grass, Ice, Poison, Steel, Bug, Normal, and Fighting, but I obviously got the issues with, Ground, Rock, Dark, and Ghosts are ever present.
Water,
but it's like, the types it's resistant to are pretty common special attacking types, with the exception of maybe Ice and Steel. Those can be physical attackers a lot, but also you can burn those. Like, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Torch Song, Slack Off seems real nasty.
Yeah, I think that is what's getting run right now.
Yeah. I mean, you can run Shadow Ball on there for a little bit of boost so you don't need to burn stuff.
Yeah, but I think it's running Hex just because it gets Will-O-Wisp, and Toxic Spites are literally everywhere.
And 66 isn't a terrible speed tier if you want to Scarf it either. Like, you get ahead of things like T-Tar.
I think
you could surprise.
Yeah. If in league format against a slower team,
100%
you could snowball and take something over.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
66 is a weird number too. We don't have a lot of Pokemon with 66 speed off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, still think it's a good mon. What else were we gonna hazard guesses on where they would end up, or no? Do we want to prejudice the jury?
Yeah, I don't want. I want to try to avoid that.
Yeah.
We don't need a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We have the most fabulous of the bunch, Quaquaval.
I love this Pokemon game.
It's so
fun.
I mean, it is my starter. It's
all of our starters.
Okay, well, we're all biased. Then.
This is definitely a podcast brought to you by Quaxley.
Yeah. I mean, the Duck Boy is my favorite. Anyway, so Quaquaval, a water fighting type, Torrent and Moxie is 2 abilities. Its stat line's 85, 120, 80, 85, 75. 85, not the best speed stat, but its signature move, Aqua Step, is a speed boosting move. So it's like Flame Charge and Trail Blaze, like we just mentioned.
It's base 80. It's the same power as Waterfall.
Yeah, it's very good. I think it gets Aqua Jet, Wave Crash, Close Combat. It gets Rapid Spin. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Roost, U-turn.
Interesting. I think it has the coverage that you need in a water fighting type. And I think it's going to be very good just because a Moxie plus Aqua Step just seems like it's a good late game cleaner. It's a good 4 attacks. Choice Bands, Choice Scarf. I think this is going to be a very good mon. And if it's available to me, hashtag first pick.
I would love to do a thing. I mean, I kind of would have loved to do a thing before leaks came out where just people like reserve Pokemon.
Reserve the
that would have been
rights.
Fun.
Yeah.
That'd be
I mean you could only do Pokemon that had been officially revealed. And then which you just be like, I'm gonna take Quaxley's final level.
I would have taken Lechonk, that's the problem.
Yeah, and that's our next one to talk about.
Yeah.
Great segue, Brett.
But I just want to close out on Quaquaval here. I feel like it's gonna end up feeling a little bit like Gyarados, just without having to actually run a status move.
Right.
Like, between Moxie and Aqua Step, you're getting your offensive water move and you're getting the stat boost, and if you pick up a KO with, like, it's gonna snowball so quickly.
And we've seen that, like, water fighting is a type that is very good
100%.
at being a late game cleaner in this league. Keldeo, Urshifu, Rapid Strike have both had big seasons in our format.
They've finished at certain points like top 2 or 3 in KOs.
Keldeo had a season where it
have-
was like plus like 16.
There were, I think, through like season 5 or 6, it was plus 15 on the, like, in terms of KOs to feints.
It's absurd.
It's so good. It's a very good typing.
Are we we can talk about both the pigs together, right?
Yeah, because they're irrelevant differences.
Yeah.
And irrelevant Pokemon.
I would agree.
No Pokemon is irrelevant. Some are just bad.
So, slight differences between the genders on this one. So
Pokemon likes doing this for some reason. I don't know why they like doing this.
I don't like it, and if they were going to do it on a more interesting Pokemon. So we'll talk about female first because it doesn't have anything new. But female Oinkologne gets Aromavale, Gluttony, and Thick Fat. Stats are 115, 90, 70, 59, 90, and 65. Male Oinkologne, its stats are 110, 100, 75, 59, 80, and 65. It has 2 of the same abilities, but instead of Aromavale, it has Lingering Aroma, which basically functions like Mummy. Is my understanding. I don't know if it's on contact moves. I assume it also is. Yeah. So exactly, it's a Mummy clone.
Yep.
These Pokemon, I really struggled to find relevant moves with. It gets Double Edge, which is the highest base power normal type move in the game, available to everything. One of
Hyper
the 2.
Beam.
Yeah, but like real moves. Like, you can't really run Hyper Beam or Giga Impact. But it gets decent coverage and stuff like Seed Bomb, Play Rough, Iron Head. But that's about it. It also gets Trailblaze, but it's only got 65 base speed, so if you're it doesn't get any boosting.
Trailblaze.
Yeah, outside of Trailblaze.
Oh.
But these Pokemon, I don't know what you do with them. I feel like you're running the female one just for the added bulk because you're not using Oinkologne as some sort of a powerhouse.
Nope, you could just stop. You could just stop there. You're not using Oinkologne.
You're not using Oinkologne.
I wouldn't use this one.
I
wouldn't use
not to nitpick the pronunciation. I'm pretty sure it's like Oinkologne, like
Oinkologne makes sense. You're right.
Oink-
like
Cologne.
cologne.
Like Oink, I'm alone.
Oinkologne.
Like
Yeah. And this one's gonna be alone in Iron Tier and never picked.
I wouldn't use this mon in PU, bro. Like this mon is bad.
Yeah.
But moving on
When
to
this thing drops to ZU, everybody watch out.
it won't get used.
Watch out.
It won't get
also
used in
get
ZU. ZU is for madmen.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on to the most disappointing Pokemon any of us have ever seen.
Hey now.
It's Dunsparce.
This is a Pokemon 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
Everyone's hopes were up when the leaks were trickling in that there's a Dunsparce evolution, only to fall flat. I mean, as big a disappointment as the original Dunsparce.
No, it's way more disappointing than that because at least the original Dunsparce, there was like, oh, maybe they'll eventually give it a cool evolution.
Yeah,
this is that. It's supposed to be that cool evolution,
This
Brad.
had expectations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. Original
fair.
Dunsparce was like, oh, what's this thing? Oh, it sucks. All
Have
right,
you said
well,
its name yet?
Dunsparce.
Okay.
Yeah. Dunsparce.
Dunsparce.
So, I mean, I guess we'll go through it. It gets Serene Grace, which is a great ability, but it's on a bad Pokemon. Runaway, Rattled, don't run either of those. Don't run this Pokemon. 125, 100, 80, 85, 75, 55. It's very disappointing.
I fucking hate that they just
They just gave it 20 base stats in everyone.
Pretty much. Like, it's just so across the board. It's like, here's marginally better. We changed nothing about it. They did give it Boom Burst and a new move called Hyper Drill.
Coil.
I really
Coil.
think if you're actually going to run this, you're going to run the Dunsparce set. You're going to run Body Slam.
I would run this in PU.
Body Slam, Roost, Coil, or something like along those lines, where
totally
you can try
agree.
to boost
But
past something.
But like this is like it's an Iron Tier mon. Like
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I've seen a lot of people talk about how it's I think like 6 base special attack lower than Explode, and it gets Boom Burst and it's normal stab, but it's also 10 base speed slower. It's bulkier, but it also doesn't have any of the other coverage.
Yeah, no, it has no coverage. I guess the question now is, will Dunsparce be worth running in lower tiers as an Eviolite user?
That's a good point.
It's
Eviolite Dunsparce versus this. What do you take?
Eviolite Dunsparce, 100%.
A fun aside fact: regular Dunsparce has been banned from Little Cup.
Yeah, because it would be too good. Yeah,
it's too good in Little Cup.
But no, I don't. I'm not going through the rest of the moves. It's not very good.
No,
guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What a middling Pokemon.
Yeah.
There could Google fan art. It could have been.
It
could have been so much better.
Just give it Dragon type, and give it a couple Dragon moves. Give it Dragon Dance.
Even just giving it Dragon type and leaving it the same probably would have made everybody feel a little bit better.
Make it Dragon type. Give it Dragon Rush. Now it can run Coil with Dragon Rush to get flinches.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, okay. I mean, see, interesting.
Game Freak. My DMs are open.
They're gonna shut it down.
They're not.
How do you open your DMs?
They're gonna shut down the podcast because of this. You called them out on the podcast.
You
know this guy.
You're gonna get audited by the IRS.
You know Putin's listening.
No. Elon will protect me.
Anyways,
I have some property in a lake I'd like to sell.
Moving on from disappointment to disappointment, we have Spidops.
Yeah, okay, real quick in Spidops' defense, nobody had expectations for Spidops.
That's fair. No, expectations did not exist, but it's still disappointing. Spidops, one of the 3 new bug types this generation. Mono bug, it gets insomnia, and we have yet another irrelevant stakeout user. Stat line 60, 79, 92, 52, 86, 35. With a BST of 404, I mean, you're not really doing anything. I think the only...
Worse than Archeops.
Archeops is a relevant Pokemon.
Ariados. Worse than Ariados.
You've been dunking on Ariados for years, and this is...
Somehow worse.
This is worse.
Doesn't have webs.
It does have webs.
That's a lie. I was just about to say, its only relevancy is it's a webs user. It's a slow as shit webs user, but it does get it.
This feels like weak Ariados without the poison typing.
Yep. You can. I mean, it's if you were for some reason to pick this up, just grab Ariados.
Yeah, don't do that either.
This is like
don't do that either.
Like the only thing, okay, Sticky Web, First Impression, Sucker Punch, Circle Throw. Like maybe there is some utility here for some sort of and T-Spikes, U-turn spikes. Okay.
You're not living to get up more than one layer.
Yeah.
of
No.
something.
What do you? Yeah.
I feel like there's maybe some utility here for some sort of weird not anti-lead, just like weird slow lead. But there's 100 Pokemon that do this better.
Yeah. No. Like that's the most efficient use of this, but it's also like there's just so many Pokemon that can do it.
This is I'm desperate for a hazard setter, and I have an Iron Tier pick left.
And all of the other relevant hazard
Iron
setters.
tier.
In Iron Tier.
Logan has taken 20 Pokemon and he took all the Iron hazard setters.
Yeah, that's the only use I see for this.
I think this thing has a cool design.
Oh no, 100% agree.
Design's great. I think it's really fun, especially its in-game animation. If you haven't seen it yet, it's really cool.
Like
it wants to strangle you with its webs. Like that's really neat.
But, yeah, like it's gonna garrote you. Like it's a hitman for the mob.
Yep.
Like
what was this supposed to be? Like, I just don't know, like, Game Freak made this, and they're just like, let's make something bad, guys.
I mean, they did the Dunsparce.
I'm convinced Dunsparce was a troll on the fans.
Yeah, they were like, oh, everybody's been wanting this, let's give it to them, but then fuck it over again.
Why? Here's a question. Why would you want to troll the people who buy your product?
Because they're going to buy it anyway.
I guess that's fair,
Dumb little
but like...
piggies, oink oink, take my Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I guess that's fair, but like, from a logic standpoint, it doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's enough about Spidops. It's bad, it feels bad, and now Jeremy gets...
I didn't plan this, but I'm so happy. The newest member of Team Kick. We've got low kicks. Main abilities Swarm, who cares? You're running Tinted Lens. Tinted Lens is so good on this Pokemon. I think it's unresisted other than like Fighting Fairy and Ghost Fairy. which are, I think there's only 2 Pokemon that have that typing in the whole game. And they're both high tier.
Screamtail.
Yeah.
Or not, Fluttermane.
Yeah, Fluttermane and Iron Valiant, which we'll talk about later. But the stat line, 71, 102, 78, 52, 55, 92. Bulk's bad. Speed's fine. Attack's pretty good. But Tinted Lens, I think, puts this over the top. You only need to run stab moves on this because shit doesn't resist you. You've got Sucker Punch, First Impression, so you got great priority. Throat Chop's a little meh, but you got U-Turn. In-game, I'm running Lunge all the time just because it's all I have.
Classic Lunge.
It gets Trailblaze if you really wanted to boost, but it also gets Swords Dance, and it gets, exclusive to this Pokemon in this game right now, Axe Kick, which is just high jump kick, a little bit weaker, but with a 30% chance to confuse. So obnoxious, no real reason to use it because shit doesn't resist your stabs anyways. This is just a, Oko shit like Stack Attacka or something if it existed in the game. But I love this mod. I think it's so cool.
The design's great.
I have one. I haven't used it as much as Jerem because Jerem really loves it. But no, I think it'll be a very good low tier mod.
This seems like I could see this as high as silver.
If it feels bronze, but
it does feel bronze.
Yeah.
I could see it as high as
It's
silver.
only got 450 base stats, and it doesn't have huge power that boosts it. It's just limited a little bit by what it is.
It's got
it's a great pivot that you can do unresisted U-turns and do some fun stuff with. I think it's gonna be a fun mod.
Granted, Landorus isn't in this season coming up, but Landorus takes 30% from a U-turn.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something. You just have to. All you have to do is U-turn, First Impression, Sucker Punch, and then you can probably Throat Chop, maybe Leech Life, because also there's not a big drawback to that. I think this mod's really cool. Another interesting mod, Dakota. How about you talk to us about this one?
Oh, the mod with the last resort, or not last resorts, last respects.
No, the one.
How about the other one?
Sorry, Revival Blessing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's why do you have synchronized twice?
Probably because it only gets synchronized and then telepathy.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, I'm just.
What are you talking about?
I just did the same thing.
Oh, damn. All right, so Rabasa? Rabska? I don't know. Rabska. I haven't found this Pokemon in my game yet, so this is the first I've actually seen it.
It is the Dung Beetle. It's the Poo Poo Mon.
Oh, I haven't evolved that yet. I've just been dicking around with the gym challenges. But yeah, Bug Psychic, big favorite of mine as I'm a huge Orb Beetle fan.
Orb Beetle, baby.
Yeah, no, 100%. Brett knows what he's talking about. 3-time champion, current holder of the championship. 75, 50, 85, 115, 100, 45. Very slow. Self-Trick Room setter, though. It gets Trick Room, correct?
I think it does.
It seems like it should, but...
If it doesn't,
it does.
I'm sorry I left it off.
No, it does. So yeah, Self-Trick Room setter, 115 special attacks, not terrible. Bug Psychic typing is I like it. It's good. Gets Revival Blessing, allows you to revive one of your Pokemon for free.
Okay, so little discussion on Revival Blessing here. I think we're probably going to ban it. We haven't.
Interesting.
We haven't seen.
We haven't discussed this.
We haven't discussed.
Jeremy and I have discussed.
My
this
guess.
actually.
We're going to be referencing stuff that happens on Pokemon Showdown and Smogon a lot. Right now, it's not coded properly on Showdown, so nobody's using it. But I imagine once it does start getting used, it's such a weird... I can't imagine how this works in a metagame.
I think it really depends how it gets implemented. If it's...
Because this is the only Pokemon that gets it, right?
No. The
Pawmot gets it.
Yeah, Pawmi Evolution gets it as well.
I feel
on this Pokemon, it seems if it was just this one, it wouldn't be busted.
No, because this Pokemon's not...
Well, but I also think it depends on how... I've never used it in game, so I can't speak to that. But if it's a random Pokemon, like a Whirlwind switch, or if it's a U-turn switch or a U-turn mechanic where you can choose who you revive.
My understanding is it's that.
Oh, well, that's sad. Yeah, that's a little busted because you could just bring back a sweeper.
Yeah. Like,
And win the game.
and plus, only has one. So people will be like, "It's only got one PP." What? You go from 6 mons to 6.5 mons? Yes, but it also works with Lepa Berry, so you actually get 2.
Yeah. If you can get it up, it's a little bit more relevant on Palmot than this.
Yes,
but,
for sure. But like, because Blunder was saying just like, yeah, you want me? I'm gonna bring in King Gambit, which we'll talk about later. Previews for later.
One of the headliners.
Yeah, one of the
Oh,
headliners.
I'm gonna bring back a bit, Jerem. Foreshadowing.
Right, I forgot about that. Yeah, just like, oh yeah, I SD up with my King Gambit and I lose some sort of sucker punch mind games. I bring it back, I try it again. Bring it back a third time and try it again later. And now Supreme Overlord's probably boosted at this point in the game.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, that move alone makes this... I mean, I think
feel
this
like
Pokemon
we can-
does have viability, but let's talk about it. That's my little rant on Revival Blessing.
Yeah, no, this Pokemon definitely has viability as like a low tier like it's got good special attack. Its bulk isn't great, but it's definitely usable. It's 75, 85, 100 like, and it's got a typing that resists. I mean, you get a few resists out of it, not a ton, but
It's a cosmic power stored power user.
yeah, it's will it be better than Orbeetle? Probably not, because Orbeetle's faster, but I mean, it's definitely
Orbeetle
stronger.
also has a lot more utility and recovery and
Yeah,
stuff.
no, it's definitely
but
stronger.
Orbeetle's not here today. So.
That's true.
This
Foreshadowing.
this really feels kind of like Behem to me.
I feel like it's
It's got a pretty good special. It's weaker and it doesn't have.
I think it's better
what's
than
that thing?
BHM. Analytic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's got decent coverage. It's got 2 stabs, which is nice. And it's got a pretty good special attack, decent bulk.
Does it get U-turn? Oh, it doesn't look like it does.
I feel like I would have included it if it got it.
Yeah, because slow U-turn would be good on this mon too.
But like Power Gem, Energy Ball, Bug Buzz, Psychic. That's decent coverage. It also has, like you said, access to Recover, Cosmic Power, Stored Power.
Gets Weather Ball too if you, like the weather is up, and like you get Recover. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah,
you can set terrain. You can set screens. You can do a bunch of stuff with it.
I think it's going to be a great iron utility mon.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be one of the better two mons in Iron.
It's budget Orbeetle.
Yeah. It's like if you like the offensive aspect of Orbeetle, so you're just like, I don't need that utility. I'll just take the offense. This is what you take.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna be missing out on some speed, but if you're gonna try to boost over things.
But we should move on to the first of many doggos.
We should move on to the doggo, which is giving off some Dracovish vibes because this mon is essentially the move Last Resorts.
Yeah.
It's
Last Respects.
Last Respects.
Did I write Resort?
No. I said resorts last time.
Okay.
I just was mimicking Dakota. So the mon is Houndstone. It gets Slush Rush and Fluffy. Sand Rush and Fluffy. Pure Ghost type, 72, 101, 100, 50, 97, and 68. But like I alluded to, this Pokemon is a single move called Last Respects, which is a Ghost type move that is base 50 power, but for each Pokemon that has fainted, gets another 50 base power. So if you're last monning Houndstone in the sand, you have a 300 base power Ghost type move that kills literally everything.
It's crazy. Like, people focus on the 300 base power move, which they should. But after one Pokemon dies, it's almost as strong as Poltergeist, and it doesn't miss.
Yep. Yeah, 100% accuracy. Yeah, it was one of the quick bans from OU, that and Flutter Main.
This thing lasted less time than, like, Genesect.
Aegislash in
Aegis-
Gen 6.
Yeah, Aegislash, like, it's...
Aegislash was around for a long time in Gen 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, this mon is really Last Respects. I think if we, as we likely should, ban Last Respects,
100%.
this mon is going to be pretty middling.
Bronze at best, I feel like.
Ghost
It doesn't
Stoutland.
get a good ghost stab. It runs into the problem that Dragapult does, where Phantom Force is its best ghost stab.
Yeah.
It does get Sneak, which is fine, and it gets all the fangs, so it gets good coverage, but it's not without Last Respects. It's not really a Pokemon. It's just a low tier ghost type that
Let's go Stoutland.
is a sad boy.
if I was picking between if I wanted a
I'd
Sand
definitely-
Rush Sweeper, I'd take Stoutland.
Yeah, of
well,
course.
even with I don't know, Stoutland doesn't have
He's a
stab
good,
either.
He doesn't have return anymore. He
Yeah.
just has body slam.
Does this thing even get Shadow Claw?
Nope.
Jeez, that's so trash.
Well, of course it would. They wouldn't give it Shadow Claw, Jerem, because everyone's gonna use Last Respect.
Well, they should give it Shadow Paw or something. It's
Shadow Paw.
It gets Shadow Ball. Useless, but it gets it.
50 base special attack. Oh man, okay, this is a mon I'm pretty interested in here. Next we have Espathra. So this is an ostrich, just so everyone knows. Somebody was calling it a turkey the other night in the call, and I disagree with that. It's objectively an ostrich.
We don't really have a turkey Pokemon.
It may be an emu.
Emu's fair, okay.
Or one of those giant, like,
We-
the even bigger birds in Australia that were around.
Oh, the
wild.
cassowary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets
I'm glad you
frisk.
knew what I was talking
Yeah.
about, Jerem.
They're scary birds.
Yeah.
It gets frisk and hidden ability speed boost, which I think is going to be very good. But a new ability, which I'm really interested in, is opportunist. So this is when you bring it in, it copies your opponent's stat boosts. Is my understanding of it. Hopefully nobody pushes back on that.
I'm gonna immediately.
That's not how it works at all.
I'm gonna immediately push back because the Smogon page says when an opposing Pokemon receives stat boosts,
Okay.
this Pokemon steals it. So it's Mirror Herb the ability.
Oh, that's trash then. Okay. That's
It's not
useless.
complete. I mean, trash. But it's not great, but it's like you could.
Yeah.
Speed boost is right there.
Yeah,
Boost is-
that's the
you're gonna
thing.
use
If
that.
I was under the impression that it was you come in and copy your opponent's stat boost, which is really cool because then it's kind of like Ditto in that sense.
Would have been really cool. There's another mon that does that with your
Ally.
With your ally, which is useless for us. but
Irrelevant for us until Zach gets that doubles off-season tournament going.
Good luck with that.
Good luck tiering everything.
Yeah, no shit.
Where'd my Espathra line go? Okay, so stats are... pure Psychic type. Stats, 95, 60, 60, 101, 60, 105. Unimpressed by the bulk, obviously. You're just going to be using this as a special attacker. I'm going to go over some of the standard stuff it gets before getting into the interesting stuff. We got Roost, Dazzling Gleam, U-Turn, Flash Cannon, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball. That's all the coverage it gets. It gets Psychic, but you're going to be running its new move, Lumina Crash, which is 80 base power and guarantees a -2 drop to special defense.
Insane.
It's so awesome, especially, we've been talking about mons that can snowball at the end of games. Espathra's one of them, especially with speed boost.
Yeah, but you gotta get off a hit, and you gotta survive a hit to be able to
And
actually
this thing is
execute.
This thing falls over.
You can't switch into Espathra, which I think is really cool for it.
Yeah.
Because even if you go into a wall that... you have to go into a dark type. That's really all you can do. Because if you go into a steel type, you're going to get the -2 to special attack or special defense. And then you're going to get hit with a Shadow Ball, which is going to do neutral damage, if not more to you.
Or just you turn out.
Or you turn out, yeah. And I think this thing's really cool. This doesn't seem like a super high tier mon, but it seems like more of a threatening low tier mon. Kind of like in the Comfy vein.
Yeah, you
105 is a great speed tier, too.
Yeah.
you gotta be prepared, but not overly so.
This can be a really good wall breaker too. You just slap specs on it and you just start to break stuff down.
Yeah.
Does it get... it gets stored power. Okay, so you could... There's something there.
Ooh, because if you can get off a Calm Mind in front of maybe another Psychic type or you're forcing a switch, then now you're +1. You basically have a Quiver Dance because of the speed boost, and then so what's stored power go to base power wise at that point? 90?
It goes to... is
It's
it
plus 20 for every speed boost, I think.
Could be +3... I don't know. Math is hard.
I don't know what its base power is normally.
20. So it'd be 80.
Oh, okay, so it'd be 80. So that's as strong as your Lumina Crash.
Because does anyone remember the Chevy Lumina? It's just a Lumina Crash. And that's all I can think about right now because my brother had a Chevy Lumina.
This podcast brought to you by Chevrolet.
By the Lumina. Not by Chevrolet, by the Chevrolet.
By the Chevrolet Lumina, yeah.
By the 1997 Chevrolet Lumina.
We're not getting any money for this.
They paid us in coupons
So
to
now,
Subway.
now that we finished up that
They're
Pokemon, I'm
inspired.
so excited that the rotation has brought us to this Pokemon that Dakota gets to pronounce.
For Rigoraph.
Nailed it.
That was amazing. Bravo, sir.
I was actually, while you were talking about the
you
last two, I've been practicing in my head because I'm like, Jerem's going to make a big deal out of this.
Yeah, you nailed it though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only flub sometimes, and it's usually for comedic effect.
Sometimes you read a word and you add an extra letter that
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
no,
where it came from.
Yeah, no. It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Mostly just a curse. But, so, this is a Pokemon that, like, I don't feel like... Like, I feel like both of its new abilities are interesting. I just don't know how good it's going to be. So, it's a normal Psychic type. We've never... No, we've had it before.
Oranguru, Meloetta, probably a third one.
I think...
Oh, and regular Girafarig.
Regular Girafarig, yeah. But it gets... so, it's 120, 90, 70, 110, 70, 60. So, a lot of HP, a lot of special attack. Gets Nasty Plot, so it has the ability to boost. Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave. Does it get, like, Surf, too, for water coverage?
I don't think so. Because I don't think
remember
giraffes can surf.
I mean, but, like, here's the thing, though. Early Gen 2 with, like, Girafarig, like...
Yeah, you're right. Anything could.
Yeah, like, I love how you talk it like I'm a lunatic, but, like, you know the 100% that, like...
No, the imagery of a giraffe surfing is very funny. That's
Yeah.
the only reason I brought it
But
up.
also
it could just walk on the ground and
Yeah.
just poke its head out, be like, I'm here.
Gets Calm Mind, Stored Power, another Trick Room Setter, potentially. Cut and Chew is interesting. You essentially get to eat your berry twice in the same turn.
The following turn.
The following turn, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Harvest, I guess.
It's a little bit... It's kind of like a delayed harvest.
But it's 100% guaranteed. It's not like a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, once you eat it, you will get to eat it the next turn, but I think they got rid of Recycle?
I think so, too. That's why...
Or at least Recycle on this mod.
Yeah.
But I believe so.
But Armor Tail is the more interesting one because it allows you to prevent priority.
Okay, so I believe this has ended up being confirmed that it's basically Queenly Majesty reskinned.
Okay.
It's not like, hey, you can't use Protect, which would have been nuts.
No, we talked about this on a previous podcast.
Well, I believe we did.
Yeah, a previous installment. But, yeah, no, I think that is going to be the benefit here. It also gets another ability, what's its hidden ability? Sap Sipper, which isn't the worst, but, like, you don't really want to be taking hits with this mon anyway. Like... So
I don't know. We've seen some like
I mean I guess it does have 120 HP, but like I feel like this is you want to be setting up with this. Like you have access to Calm Mind, you have access to Nasty Plot, you have access to Stored Power.
I don't know what this Pokemon's supposed to be. Like
it's just weird. It doesn't really fit a niche. Like
it feels a little bit like Drampa to me, where it's just like it's slow, it's strong.
Yeah, but Drampa like has Berserk, which is better, and like...
Do you think there's room to run like a dual dance set on this? Because it gets agility and Nasty Plot.
I think in League there is almost never room to run a dual dance set.
It's hard.
Yeah. As someone who has tried many times and failed many times, yeah.
So I did leave its signature move off of this because it's utterly irrelevant.
I haven't caught one of these.
I don't even know what it is.
Twin Beam, I think it's
called.
called.
Yeah. I remember we talked about this in the last pod, I think.
It hits twice for 40 base power each time, so it's just weaker Psychic.
They needed a mon to evolve into Farigiraf, and here it is.
Well, make it 50 base power, so then it turns into it's
So
effectively 100, so it can run it.
Well, yeah, no, if it was 50, 100 base power Psychic move would be like, alright, well, at least it's got that going for it. It's slightly stronger. Like, it doesn't have, like, bad stats. Like, it's got usable stats. Like, 120, 70, 70's pretty useful. The only problem is the only thing it really resists is Psychic type.
And, I mean, immune to Ghost.
Immune to Ghost, but, like, that's it. Like, you know, you're weak to Bug and you're weak to Dark. But
Yep. Weak to Bug, weak to Dark. Immune to Ghost versus Psychic.
So, like, using this mon defensively, it's not that you can't, it doesn't... You're going to be taking a lot of neutral hits, especially in League format. Taking neutral hits isn't a great idea. Because, like, usually the people who are building those mons are planning on you having to take neutral hits.
Yeah. They'd love you to take a neutral
hit.
Yeah,
100%. So...
Yeah, I think it's gonna be low. It doesn't really have a clear...
Man. What a
use case.
Watch Zach draft it and like get like 14 KOs with it and be like, oh, I guess we were wrong.
Prove us wrong, Zach.
Yeah, I dare you. Take this first.
Losers prove us right. Winners prove us wrong.
Take this like you did Frostmoth. Don't use it and win a championship.
Yeah.
Fucking Frostmoth.
Man, we're having a rash of underwhelming Pokemon here.
I think there's just a lot of
We really
underwhelming
are.
Pokemon.
Moving on to the amazingly named Wug Trio.
There's no way they would have Wiglet evolve into Wugtrio.
But they did it.
They heard us say on the podcast.
Whoa,
there's no
what is this
way.
us? I have said the whole time it was going to be Wugtrio, and you laughed at me.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. The Game Freak did this to make me look the fool.
Well, you look a fool, but also Wug Trio is also kind of a fool. It's Doug Trio, but water type.
But it's bad.
But it's also doesn't have the utility of being able to trap things. It gets gooey, rattled, and Sandvale. Exact same stat line as Doug Trio, so I won't repeat it.
Go look it up.
Is Gooey the most overrated ability in the game?
I think it's appropriately rated as a bad ability.
Okay.
I think it's the one you run.
Yeah.
Because if you, it's basically it's the same as like the what's the other Doug Trio, the hairy tangle. The hairy
Fabio.
You're absolutely right. I didn't even think about
it's
that.
tangling hair. Like Doug Trio, the Doug Trio clones now both can slow you down if you touch them. But then that's about it. I mean, it gets the new move Triple Dive, which is as a 3-time hitting water type stab. It gets Sucker Punch.
Didn't we have that already?
Water
Shuriken.
Water Shuriken hits 2 to 5 times. Surging Strikes hits.
Well, I mean, if you're Ash, it always hits 3, right?
If you're Ash Greninja, yes. Not if you're Ash the person.
No, then you finally win a title after 20 years.
Triple Dive. Yeah, it's basically a Triple Axle clone, but water type.
Does it have ramping up power?
I don't know. It's a 95 accurate 30 base power move, so I just assumed that's what it was.
I bet you because Triple Axle starts at 20 and then goes to 40 and then 60. So
Okay.
I bet you it's
I
just
misspoke.
a 90 base power water move, essentially.
Yep.
That could hit through subs.
And
hurt yourself on Rocky Helmet Iron Barbs.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't think there's a lot much more to say. It's bad Doug Trio.
So my question is, would this Pokemon be just as bad? Like, how much, if they gave this Arena Trap, would it help?
Not much.
Not a ton.
Yeah.
Because the water type...
Not having access to Earthquake, a stab Earthquake.
And also not being able to trap electric types completely. Because, I mean, you can just Volt Switch out on it.
You can trap ground types if you had...
can't.
If you had Arena Trap, you could.
You could trap
And that would be helpful.
But you don't live...
You don't live any hits.
You just run Banded and then hope that Triple Dive does it. I mean, look, this is a fantasy world, but
in reality, it's bad. Pick a different. Pick a different.
Pick
trio.
regular Doug Trio.
we could talk about another a physical attacking pure water type right after this.
Or right on top of it. Dakota just copied and pasted.
I did. I
Oh,
literally
looks
draw.
like you
I
undid
draw
it, so
I
it looks
draw
like
it.
it's okay. Okay, man, I'm getting some good ones to talk about here.
Yeah, no, Term's getting all the ones that are exciting.
Yeah, we've got Dondozo. Awesome name. I love it.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
much.
Like Game Freak, like sometimes they just they do well, and then other times they're just like dun sparse.
Yeah. Gets Oblivious, which I don't think you're ever going to run.
Nah.
Maybe there's a universe in which you run I've seen some that run Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, and a water move. Maybe if you're running that and you're really afraid of Taunters, you run Oblivious to get around that.
I mean, maybe, but
there's utility for it.
There is.
And then there's Water Veil, which if you're running if you were running a pure offensive one with Wave Crash, Earthquake, other moves. I don't even know how wide its move pool is. Let me look and see what I wrote down.
that's pretty good.
Heavy Slams and Headbutt, Body Press, Earthquake Crunch, Rock Slide. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But excuse me. But you're running Unaware on this Pokemon. It's one of the better moves in the game that is not very well distributed, and having it. What did I say?
Oh, moves.
Oh, whoops, abilities. Yeah, it's so good. It's on a very bulky Pokemon. The stat line is 150. I remember that. 150, 100, 115, 65, 65, 35. So, a little unfortunate that you're not really taking special hits with this mon, but you're soaking up every physical hit in the game that's not like a Power Whip from a Serena or something.
It's kind of like Water Tangrowth a little bit.
I love this. I love the idea of this mon. I think it's very good.
Without Regenerator, obviously.
Yeah. Its only recovery is rest, which is a little depressing.
Or is it Duressing?
Got him.
I don't know if it's Duressing.
Oh. Well.
But you let me know. Is
I
it?
had a lot of Duressing on Thanksgiving.
Oh, dressing, like stuffing.
Yeah.
We're
like what we would put in...
we're in the Midwest. We don't call it that.
I mean, you don't.
We all knew what he was talking about.
I guess we did.
We're in the Midwest. Don't dox my location, Jerem.
The Russian bots, they know!
Oh, Putin listens. I know, I have that viewer analytics to back it up. Somebody in Russia's listening to us.
I think
Dondoza's going to be pretty good.
I think it's a great bulky water type.
Yeah.
There's a body press set running around the ladder right now that's really good.
Yeah, I've seen Curse Rest... Like, the one... Cause especially with Terrestrialization, it'll just run Terrestrialized Water to boost Wave Crash or Liquidate. Does it get Liquidation? I think I said
Correct.
It does.
Yep.
Yeah, Liquidation, Curse Rest, Sleep Talk. It's so hard to kill if you don't have, like, a real strong special attack and electric type, which I feel like I haven't seen many of lately.
There's not a lot. I struggled to find one in game, and...
Got that Kilowattrel, which we'll talk about later.
I feel like there's just a lot more physical attackers available in this game than there are special attackers. Maybe that's just the way I've been playing, but...
yeah, it could just be with the new mons, or the new mons that are worth grabbing, but, anywho.
Moving on to, Veluza?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
Veluza.
So
Or, as I call it, Gen 9 Bruxish.
Same type.
Same type, and
Physical attacker.
instead of Strong Jaw, you get Sharpness.
This seems like Bruxish and Barbaracle had a baby.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
And the mailman was Barraskewda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? Bruxish and who?
Barbaracle.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason I thought you said the
Barraskewda.
Well, just
the
in terms
Barraskewda.
of how it functions.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks like Barraskewda. But gets, I mean, standard like it gets the water, it gets good coverage. So you get like Aqua Cutter, Jet, Psycho Cut, Night Slash.
Aqua Cutter, new move in this generation.
Oh yeah, I've been using it on Quaxley. It's 70 base power.
High crit rate.
High crit. Yeah, it's like Night Slash for water types.
Yes.
Correct.
Which I kind of like that they're filling out the clones all the way around because it gives more coverage options for different mons. But
And
I mean,
we'll talk
that
about
might be a
Thinability.
minority. That might be a minority opinion.
Yeah, sharpness.
Sharpness is. I wish more things got sharpness because like it synergizes great with this because it gets all it gets Night Slash and Aqua Cutter and Psycho Cut like all the
for those at home who don't know, sharpness is a new ability that 1.5 boosts cutting moves.
Which is a new classification.
Yeah, they added cutting moves and wind moves this gen. Cutting moves is now like your Night Slash, your Leaf Blade.
Slash.
Anything that seems like it cuts, sharpness
What about,
is pretty much
I guess
it.
Cut's not in the game anymore.
Does False Swipe get boosted?
That's a good question.
Not that it's relevant in a meta game, but like...
That'd be interesting. I mean, you still always...
It seems like it should.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Let's say it does and nobody double check us.
What are they going to do? Hey, what are you going to do? Run False Swipe?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Try and kill me.
Yeah, I dare you. But, I mean, it's got decent stats. 90, 102, 73, 78, 65, 70. Definitely a lower tier mon. What is it? Fill It Away is the...
Fillet Away is its new move, which is basically a Shell Smash clone, but instead of dropping your defenses, you lose 25% of your... 50% of your health.
Or is it a Belly Drum clone?
Oh. It's Belly Drum meets
Shell Smash.
Shell Smash.
Yeah.
If they had a baby.
This
is
mon is
full-
an amalgamation
this
of...
mon
This is Belly Smash.
This mon is full of babies. Wait.
And I prefer to think that it's fillet. Thank you very much.
Why? Why do you prefer to
Go
think
to a restaurant and order a fillet.
Work at a restaurant.
In order of what?
I know it, and you still called it a fillet. Like it's a new word for you.
A filet mignon.
Get out of here. Get out of your own house.
Get out of my own house. And
Putin, come attack him.
Hey, if he's gonna waste his time attacking me, that's fine. If I can distract Putin from Ukraine, let's do it. But anyway, I think kind of a Bruxish clone. I don't know. It's going to be better than Bruxish because it has more coverage options and it has the ability to boost speed as well. Like, I think it's going to be okay. Like, it's not going to be like anything that breaks the mold or anything because it does have mold breaker. But you're always going to want to be running sharpness for the boosts, probably.
Yeah, I mean you have to.
Like having mold breaker on this mon is like mold breaker is one of the best abilities in the game, and it's like you'll never use it on this mon.
The only I could see some weird league matchup where you're like, oh man, I have no way to kill Gastrodon, so you run mold breaker to get through the storm drain.
That'd be awesome, actually. That'd be really cool. I mean,
But
you're not gonna be super. You only got 101 attack.
You know what, though? This would be
102
cool for
attack.
breaking through some certain unaware mons, because you can shell smash and mold breaker, ignore their unaware.
Quag.
That's not bad.
Quag, yeah. That's
Quag
something.
or Claude, actually. Yeah.
Like, that would be worth giving up sharpness for.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an okay mon. It's a little let down by its base stats, but 70 speed's perfectly reasonable. It's got 90 HP, too, so, like, it's not bad.
I mean, yeah, 100
Especially for a shell smash type.
Essentially,
Yeah. Like,
we're gonna lump this in with shell smashers. It's just what's gonna happen.
yeah.
Oh boy.
You can talk about both of them at the same time.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
they're the same Pokemon,
They're the
so
same
I would
Pokemon.
hope so.
Yeah.
So moving on, we have the Dolphin Boy.
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent, the Pokemon. We
Yeah.
have Palafin, with the new, which is a mono water type Pokemon with the new ability 0 to Hero, just like that.
It's been in my head for weeks.
Yeah.
That's all as soon as they did that, I was like, did Disney let them have this?
Well,
Like,
I guess 1 week, but yeah.
You can't copy. Yeah, I mean, you can't copyright phrases. Like,
I guess, but like that's such an iconic song from Hercules.
It
that,
really
like,
is.
How is that not? Anyway.
Yeah, but like to
Underrated
copyright
Disney
it, they'd
movie.
have to use it on like a Hercules-like character instead of like a dolphin. Like, there's no product confusion.
the design of this is concerning. But anyways, so Palafin, its new ability 0 to Hero. When you switch out and come back in, you change forms permanently into Hero form, which is an absolutely busted Pokemon that has a stat line of 100, 160, 97, 106, 87, 100. So you have 100 speed and 160 attack with amazing bulk. This thing is insane. It gets Flip Turn, which does activate its 0 to Hero ability. So you come in the first time, you Flip Turn out, and you come back as a monster that gets the new move Jet Punch, which is stronger Aqua Jet. It's a priority move that's 70 base
I think
power?
it's 60.
Yeah, it's broken.
Oh, 60 base power. So a stronger Aqua Jet.
Yeah.
There's an insane bulk up set going around with bulk up Drain Punch on the ladder that is hopefully going to be banned this weekend.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to deal with.
I've seen this with my own eyes beat a Toxapex 1v1. It doesn't make any sense. Without a super effective hit, only resisted hits, and it 1v1 to Toxapex.
I mean, 160 base attack is nothing to laugh about.
It's 3 points short of Rampardos.
It's so strong. It's crazy, because I thought when I first saw this, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't get great coverage. It doesn't get stab on close combat. But seeing the bulk up taunt set go to work on shit, especially because in this generation, it can't get burned by Scald. Like,
Yeah.
that's why it can beat Toxapex's 1v1. The one I saw was running Recover, Toxic Spikes, Surf, and I think another move I didn't see. And it just...
It needed to be Haze if it was going to beat it.
Yeah, that's the only way. It's so much. It's so good. I can't believe how good it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing base stat line that... it feels a little bit like slacking without the ability that makes it hindered.
I love. I've seen some people just like, oh well, you have to switch it out to get this. Like, what a low bar.
Yeah,
Especially when you can, if you want to, run Flip Turn.
I need to run a Wave Crash calc versus something. Like,
I didn't even think about. I mean, yeah,
if you run banded wave crash or some shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. I mean, we didn't talk about it. Jeremy said it gets not great coverage, but it gets flying and ice to hit grass types.
Steel type to hit fairies.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking of things that like resist water, but yeah, it's a very good mod.
Well, and it gets drain types to hit steel, like bulky steel types too.
It seems unlikely to grace the tier list, but
Oh, were there people who think this isn't broken?
no, but
Yeah, we're fine.
anyways,
Yeah.
Okay, some of the new gen Pokemon are in the calc now.
oh, that's fun. That's new.
Yeah, that is new because for some reason just like I typed in Dondozo like it was gonna be there and then it was. Palaffin's not.
I mean, that makes sense because that's 2 Pokemon basically that they have to.
Yeah, it's a little bit more
deal
of a
with.
thing to.
I didn't want to deal with that until the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Okay.
could do a Dozo calc. Just go to 160.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then is Wave Crash in here yet? Wave Crash is not in here, but what's Paleo Wave? That's not a real move.
It is. It is one of the signature moves of Zygarde.
Stop lying to me, and tell me what it really is.
Is that not what it is?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay. What's a pretty You know what? Let's just run it against like a
Toxapex.
Okay, let's run. Okay, it's not gonna be impressive though.
Oh, I lied. Paleo Wave is a cat move.
Okay,
Wow, I was
gotcha.
gonna say that doesn't.
So to Max Fizdef Toxapex, Banded Wave Crash does 30%.
That's a lot.
Min.
That's so much.
That's pretty good.
That's insane.
It's like a 3-hit KO after leftovers, right?
And it gets Zen Headbutt to knock Pex anyways. Like
yeah,
that's
let's throw that on a calc. Let's see what we come up with. Go over here. Type in Zen. This is thrilling listening. We try to cut this out, but we're not going to do it. We're going to do it live.
Superfan Tyler is rustling his jimmies right now.
This is Superfan Tyler's like, what calc?
What's a calc?
53.9% min from Banded Zen Headbutt.
Yep, there you go.
That's Jolly Band, by the way.
And it's banned.
Yeah, it's gotta go. Like, I'd love to keep around all these fun, crazy mons, but I don't think it's really fun when it's just like one busted thing.
So, as you can tell, we're not anywhere near done. So this is just going to be part 1 of probably 3. So expect more of these to come out. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening. See you next time.